How well do you know Pokemon interactions? Do you know how much damage you do if you use the new Greninja EX's Mirage Barrage when you have double turbo energy attached? Let's see what PTCGL has to say about it. Our Greninja's all set up, so let's go ahead and use Mirage Barrage, see what happens when we discard this double turbo. We'll select the double turbo. Do we do 100 damage or 120? It's like PTCGL says we do 120. But is that correct? Let's look at how the attack ordering works in Pokemon to see if this is actually the way that this should work. Let's see how well that PTCGL is following these attack steps for Greninja's attack. For Mirage Barrage, we're going to choose 2 energy that we're going to discard, and after that we can do 120 damage to 2 Pokemon of our choice. For that, we're starting with step D. We're going to make our choices. In this case, we're going to choose our double turbo energy and our 2 targets, but we're not going to actually perform that yet. Steps E and F don't apply here, so we'll move straight to step G, calculating damage. Remember, at this point, we have made our choices. We do know we're going to discard that double turbo, but we haven't actually done it yet. So when we're calculating damage, we're going to factor in that minus 20 damage from that double turbo energy. What that means is we're going to ultimately do 100 damage, not that 120 damage that we're seeing on PTCGL. That's because we don't actually perform that discard until step H. That's perform the attack effects. Discarding the double turbo is part of the attack effect. So again, even though we made our choices in step D, we did not perform them. We then calculated our damage with that double turbo intact to get us to that 100 damage, and then we actually perform that. So when we discard our double turbo, actually do the damage to our targets, and move on from there. This card with this attack is a great example of how PTCGL isn't always the best way to determine if an effect actually works the way that it's supposed to. Whenever you're playing in person, you should always make sure that you ask a judge so they can help walk you through the steps, because they'll usually know a little bit better than the way that the game is programmed. Hopefully at some point they'll be able to patch that out. Regular Radiant Greninja actually does work correctly. I don't know why you would have a double turbo attached, but if you did have one, I did test this in another case, and if you discard that double turbo, it correctly calculates the damage, so you'll only do 70 instead of the 90 that you would without a double turbo. So hopefully again they will patch that out, but be careful when you're playing in person that you don't get yourself tripped up and accidentally take some KOs that you shouldn't have, or let somebody take some KOs against you that they shouldn't have been able to. That's all I've got for you today. Come back for more. I'm going to show you more ways that PTCGL doesn't always get it right, as well as some in-person rulings to show you some weird interactions between cards that you might not be super familiar with. If you like content like this, be sure you like and subscribe so you can see more. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.